Welcome to Dead Man Talking. Tonight's story is from the incredible mind of Insomniac writer over on Reddit No Sleep. And as ever, please do let me know what you thought down below in the comments box. Please do like and share. Well, it really does help build the channel and our community further. And why not hashtag TeamFEAR and DMT's Cryptid crew. And so, with that aside, let's get into tonight's story, entitled It Lurks When It's Dark and Raining. Let's get straight into that. It was the first day of summer break. I was officially done with all my finals and, luckily, all of them went well. But of course, it couldn't be perfect as the rain poured heavily, painting faint lines on the window glass as it seeped down. I checked the weather forecast and, to my disappointment, it announced that there was going to be rain all day, and most likely all night as well. And so, having no other choice, I decided to binge watch Netflix all day. And I powered through half the second season of Money Heist, but I got bored, so I switched the TV onto the music channel and decided to hop on my PC. And I didn't even notice how fast time flew by, and it was 10 PM. I decided to take a break and eat something, since I didn't eat anything after breakfast. I went and fried some French fries along with some bacon and came back to my room. I placed the plate on my desk, and right as I sat down, the music channel was interrupted by a loud man speaking, and scaring the soul out of my body. Hello, we're sorry to interrupt your program, but as you already know, the storm isn't clearing up anytime soon. Please do not go anywhere, starting from this point on, as it's dark, and make sure all the windows and doors to your home are locked. We are also recommending shutting off all the blinds and curtains, and whatever you do, do not answer the door, no matter who the person outside says he is. After this, the music program came back up as if nothing had happened. Well, this is weird. All of these precautions for some measly summer storm? I thought to myself. And despite my suspicions, I did as the man had said. And before I did, though, I took a look out of one of my windows. And outside, the gloomy night was accompanied by big drops of water pouring from the sky, while the street lamps barely illuminated the streets, making up for an eerie scene. And getting the chills, I closed and locked the window, covering it with a curtain. I did the same for every window before checking the time again. 11 PM. I decided to eat dinner, take a shower and go to bed, which is exactly what I did. I woke up in the middle of the night at 2 AM. When opening my eyes, I slowly got adjusted to the darkness surrounding me. I yawned, stretching my arms upwards and scratching my head. I was awfully hot in my room for some reason, so, half asleep, I decided to crack open a window. In doing so, I heard thunder and rain, still pouring. And then I remembered what the man had told me hours ago. I shut the window quickly as a sudden rush of adrenaline overtook my body, completely waking me up. Now I can't sleep. Great, I said to no one in particular. I switched the light on and powered my PC. It was going to be a long night. I checked my phone for any messages, and surprisingly, there were notifications from one of my friends. I had 5 missed calls from him and a ton of messages. Yo dude, this storm is crazy, was the first message, and the other ones got more chaotic as they went on. It went from saying how crazy and how unbelievably long it's lasting to, fuck man, it bit me, and now it's waiting by my door. It's scratching at it like a wild dog. All I did was go onto the porch for a cig and it caught me. Whatever you do, listen to the news reporter. He's not kidding. I tried calling 911, but it says the line is occupied every time. I guess I'm not the only one in this situation. After this, no other messages followed, and he was last online at 1 AM. What the fuck? Who bit you? What's going on? I texted him in a rush, but I got no response. That's when I realized something isn't adding up. Summer storms usually last a couple of hours and are not this heavy hitting, unlike this one, and whatever bit my friend may be involved with it. Despite all of this, I tried calming down, tricking my mind into thinking that My pal made it to the hospital and is now resting, which was hard to believe, but I had to have something to hold my sanity. I loaded up a game and played it for some time before blacking out. I woke with a jump, sweaty and dizzy. I checked the time, 1 p.m. I didn't bother cleaning myself or dressing. I immediately checked my windows, and to my surprise the storm was dropping the biggest water drops I'd ever seen. I had seen a huge thunderbolt hit the ground in the horizon. Its sound echoed in my head like an apocalypse siren. There was something else though. Everywhere on the street were military cars and black armored trucks. A small military outpost was made outside and men with guns stood around. I think I even heard a few giving orders. What the hell is going on? I asked myself. But before I could even think of an answer, loud banging came from my front door. If anyone's home, open the door right now or else I'll kick it down. A shout came. I almost opened the door before remembering a news message. I decided I would look out the window first, and indeed, my guess was right. A military guy. Come in right now, I yelled back, mostly to stop him from breaking down my damn door. When the banging stopped and I opened the door. What's going on? I asked, still kind of sleepy and with my plate full of questions. Too damn much to explain, sighed the man. He didn't want to be here at all. I knew that from his tone. Well, I got time, since I don't think I can go anywhere seeing you guys here, I said, opening the door more, to take a look around but also to invite him in. Thanks for the offer, but I got a lot more people to go to. What you need to know is that the town is sealed off from outsiders, and basically nothing comes in and nothing goes out. Now, do you have enough food and water to last you a couple of days? And the man finished with a question. It was so much information at one time it took me a minute to process. Meanwhile the man waited, tired, for a response. Yeah, I got enough. What's going on? My friend texted me last night about something biting him on his porch. You better start grieving, the man said, turning his back to me as he walked away. Arsehole, I whispered before shutting my door. Now I had even more questions and even less answers. What is out there? What could possibly be that bad to involve the military and some unknown personnel? Well, the other guys didn't look like Spec Ops to me. I had to find out, and so, as stupid as it sounds, I decided on sneaking out that night. I had to find some answers. I had no plan though. My only plan was seeing or hearing something that could give me some answers and not get caught. And so I spent the rest of my day waiting for a reply from my friend, but nothing. I even tried calling him, but it always went to voicemail. He wasn't from this town, a couple of towns over, but he was here visiting his family. We grew up together, but he decided to move when he got into college. And where he moved, it was closer to him than if he stayed here. Anyway, night came. I put my plan into action, slightly cracking the door open to take a peek. The storm was still taking place, like it was part of their everyday life. I looked around to see if anyone was surveying or patrolling around, and indeed a military dude and one of the armor guys were chatting, having a smoke break. I took my chances, running into the cold and dark night. Behind a car where they couldn't see me, I had black track pants and a black jacket, being basically invisible if I made my moves correctly. Well, that didn't last long. I checked my phone, 11 p.m. I moved from the car behind a camo green tent. I heard voices. So what is this thing? Is it a skin? A Wendigo? We're yet to find out. That's why we've been sent here. What we do know is it's not large. It's actually pretty small compared to other things. But if it moves fast and bites to kill. We only have one case of a person being bitten. His wife said he went for a smoke. Josh, I thought to myself. The thing that bit him, and as we took samples from him, we found poison in his blood. Poison? Oh, like venom? Another voice asked. Yeah, like venom. Stronger than the cobras. The guy died shortly after being flown to the hospital. Shit. We have to get these people out of here. Well, I tried convincing Boss Man to give us permission too, but he said, not yet. Asshole. Well, you can say that again, the first voice said. The conversation then ended. I heard them shuffling, and guessing they were leaving the tent shortly, I moved fastly behind the car again. I now knew where they were trying to hide us from. I also knew that I needed to get the heck out of here before all hell breaks loose, and I decided to go back inside my house. But before I could do so, I felt a heavy touch on my shoulder. "Don't turn around, kid. I'm searching you," groaned a voice from behind me. "Shit," I whispered. And before I could prepare myself mentally, my whole world went black, like a bag was placed on my head. Out of instinct and being scared as hell, I tried fighting it, but my strength was nothing compared to the grip the man had on me. "Easy, easy. We don't want you to hurt yourself. Now turn around and walk with me. I'll make sure you won't run into anything. Maybe." He ended the sentence with a chuckle. Also, I walked for what seemed like an eternity before I was settled down. The bag or whatever was on my head was taken off, and I was in a car, most likely one of those heavy trucks. Everyone had their faces covered, so I couldn't see them. "Now, before anyone gets angry, what did you hear?" A voice boomed suddenly. "Nothing, man. I swear, I didn't hear anything." I pleaded, scared for my life. The guy who asked me sighed, tired, before he asked me again. "What did you hear?" His voice got more serious. I looked around, and seeing I had no other choice, I told him everything I knew. I felt the tension in the air, like gravity was crushing me between it and the ground. "Now you're going to forget everything you heard, and you will sign this paper, agreeing you won't talk to anyone about this conversation or the one you heard. Got it?" A rough tone asked rhetorically while handing out a sheet of paper. And having no other option, I signed it, and right as I was about to hand it back, I heard yelling outside. "It's here! It's here! Get everyone around!" A desperate yell came. I felt all eyes on me. "Stay here and do not move. Listen to orders at least this time," the man said before running out to the truck quickly. I wasn't tied. Their mistake. Did I listen to them? Yes, for a few minutes. And between those few minutes it was complete silence, like the whole world stopped moving. And then all hell broke loose. I heard shooting and screaming from everywhere around me. Bid me! The fucker bid me! Help!" I heard a man yell. Not long after, the truck's doors flew open while 3 guys were carrying a wounded one. I felt like a deer in the headlights when they stared at me. "What is a damn civilian doing here?" one man asked, to no one in particular. He was caught sneaking in on us to get info. He signed a paper, though," the bidding guy said through huffs and puffs, trying to breathe. "That paper won't make him forget, idiot," another man scolded, the wounded. "It's burning. My whole body's burning. Help me for fuck's sake," the wounded guy yelled again. He was bitten on the neck. 3 big dots leaked blood quickly, while the light from his eyes faded slowly, like a fog on a sunny day. "We're losing him. He's bleeding out," a third voice howled. "We've already lost him, and we're losing everyone else too. We have to get out of here." "No, we have to take it down. If it reaches the city, everyone is fucked." Everyone nodded, agreeing to this. All this went down in front of me, like a movie played on tape. I felt a lump in my throat as my fight or flight instincts kicked in, and everyone looked at me again. "You ever shot a gun before?" one asked, looking towards me. I shake my head from side to side, the sacredness and nervousness preventing me from speaking. "Well, I guess there's a first time for everything. Grab this rifle." The man threw the dead guy's rifle to me. "Just don't fully auto it or it'll take your shoulder off. And try your best not to hit our team but the creature." I was shocked, scared, and with adrenaline pumping through my veins like steroids, I nodded, cocking a gun. I have seen a few movies, and since I was a bit of a nerd, I learned about them from the internet, among other things like wars, insects, and more. Anyway, I ran with the guys out of the truck. It was like a battlefield. People ran around frantically, screaming for help, crying, and some were even dead, crushed or bitten. Children could be heard crying and screaming as they were confused, scared, and traumatized, while the gunfire added more to it. I looked around to see what we were shooting at, and when I saw it, I simply froze. My blood did as well, and my feet glued to the ground. And moving around was a 4-foot, 9-legged thing destroying everything it touched. Cars, houses, poles. It was dark as all hell, but the gunfire lit the area like a fireworks show, revealing more features of Satan's pet. It was hairless and bloody, full of holes from all the bullets, but it didn't seem like it affected it much. Worse, it seemed like they made it angrier. The storm was still pouring, now more than ever, as thunder could be heard everywhere. It was truly a living hell. The creature also had a small torso, on top of the legs with 2 claws ending on its hands and shredding everything. Its face. God, its face was the most terrifying part. It had 5 eyes, all red and all looking everywhere. The mouth was bloody, an iron-tasting liquid painting its fangs in a deep red. The creature kept getting closer and closer, while some soldiers around me ordered people to move and run past them. They were trying to save as many as they could. The cold night accompanied by the heavy rain brought me back. Feeling a rifle between my hands and full of rage, I started shooting. Trying hard not to fully auto it, and the next events are a blur more than anything, but I remember the creature slowly losing power and life. At one point it got on top of me as I got distracted by a car that flew right past me, and despite the creature being small, it had insane amounts of power. It took me with one of its claws, moving me around like I was on a shitty carnival ride. I felt a sharp pain as the claw made its way into my body. It had unbelievable strength. It almost bit me before it just fell. The bullets were finally taking effect. The thing shrieked with an inhuman and high-pitched voice, making my ears hurt. It was like chalk on the blackboard, but 1,000 times worse. It dropped me down, hitting me to the concrete, and that's when I blacked out completely, most likely from the impact. And I awoke in hospital, screaming for it to let me go. Some medical staff ran in to check on me, and after they made sure that I was okay and calm enough, they left and 3 other men came in. They looked at me smiling. "One hell of a job, kiddo, I gotta admit," one of them said, while the other 2 nodded. Thanks, I guess, but what the hell happened? I weakly asked. They looked at themselves, doubting if they should tell me or let me live with the memory loss. And they told me everything I told you above. After they ended the memory, it all seemed so surreal, like it was a fever dream. I wanted to believe that. I really did, but deep down I knew this was the harsh reality. They also added that the town is out of all maps and everyone who was rescued was forced to sign the same paper I did, basically making everyone believe my town never even existed. And the media won't write on any of this either, as it's all covered up, and so you can believe me for my word or not. They also told me that I had great potential and with some training I could become a valuable member for them, and I agreed to the offer. You may wonder why, and Josh is one of the reasons. I'll end all the creatures for Josh. I'll take revenge for him, his family, and everyone else who died that dreadful night. And that's where I am now. I'm still in hospital for a few broken things, but I've been told I'll recover well. I got a contract with a government facility, and I got a well-paid job now. Risky, but I don't really care. I lost everything that night. My friends, my house, my dog. They bought me a new house with everything I needed and asked. I wasn't greedy. And in this, I have one more thing to say to all of you. If a heavy storm comes and you hear a warning from the TV, don't try to be a hero. You may not get as lucky as I did. Wow. Certainly another one. Wow. Creepy and refreshing story there from the incredible mind of Insomniac Writer over on Reddit, No Sleep. Huge thank you, Insomniac, for allowing me to narrate your story on the show. Really did enjoy this story very much, and I certainly look forward to more of your work in the future. Well, guys and girls as ever, you know the drill. Please do let us know what you thought down below in the comments box. please do like and share. It really does help both the channel and our community further. And why not hashtag TeamFEAR and DMT's Cryptid Crew. If you're an aspiring writer, why not get in touch with me at the contact email, which is, as on screen, contactthedeadone@gmail.com. I really look forward to hearing from you. I hope you guys all had a fantastic week at school or work, or perhaps you're studying. And a big thank you to the Cryptid Crew for your patience, as I've been a little bit under the weather this week. But do not fear, lots planned for the week ahead. Lots of exclusives and extra long content. As ever guys, a big thank you for your likes, comments and shares. I really do appreciate it. But above all, remember, be safe, not sorry.